We're still in the mourning period. The sporting world, the footballing world is mourning the demise of the one and only chairman, Christian Chukwu, who passed on Saturday. We have with us in the studio chairman of Anambra State's Football Association, Chikelue Iloenyosi. We want to say a very good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
I can be better. I don't know how you received that news of the demise of Christian Chukwu, who passed on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a very big shock to me because I was with him last 3 weeks, in his house, So we came to discuss about so many things in football because he is concerned about the development of football in grassroots, So it was a very big shock. What can we do? But they have passed away. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
What were his contributions that had stayed with us all along, specifically for football?
What can I say? I learned so many things from him. He's a man that's driven by passion. He's a man that is a gentleman. He loves everybody to have peace of mind in anything they are doing. So the legacy he left as a football fraternity for us is for us to have peace, gentle, and make sure you take everything easy the way it comes. He's somebody who does not bother for anything. He take it the way it comes. So we're really gonna miss him so much in football fraternity because he's a legend, and I pray to Almighty God for the state and the nation to give him a national burial, because he deserves it.
He was a leader as a player and even a leader as a coach.
Yeah, the leader as a player, the leader as a coach. He was my coach in Super Eagles and was my coach in Rangers. So he's a good man. We still become friends. We talk. Last 3 weeks he called me, said he wanted to see me, and I came to see him and all those things. My happiest in my life is that I saw him before he died. And we have a lot of talks about those things. So nothing I can say than for him to rest in peace.
Right. Especially some of the things that the young coaches and young soccer enthusiasts can learn from his life, the lessons that we can take from his legacies now that he's gone.
The legacy we can take from him is the gentleman in him, soft-spoken person, a man that's driven by passion, a man who wants to get everything right. So I'm so happy about all those things, So we learn from all those things, but the most important thing is a gentleman.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about other things as relates to his health. I mean, there are a lot of conversations around that because many persons think that the government, at least even of the Southeast, would have done a lot better than they did, because even before he died, it was only the Anambra State government that was taking care of some of these people who passed on. Some of them who had passed on, and then of course the families of those who they have left behind. Do you think there must be, or there should be, some sort of institution that takes care of some of these persons who have given their life to humanity, especially as it concerns soccer?
Honestly speaking, I give it to, not because I'm from Anambra State, I'm the chairman of Anambra State Football Association. I give it to Professor Chukwu because he is the only person in the Southeast governors that is still today paying the Rangers ex-players.
Wow.
Only him. Enugu State, Abia, Imo, nobody knows about Rangers. Rangers is not only for this Enugu, it's for the Southeast. He's the only person who is paying the money, 100,000 naira every month each person. So I give it to him, and he's somebody who is driven by passion. Invite them, all of them came to Anambra State and all those things. I was the one that told the governor, I think we have to start paying only people from Anambra State. Because if other governors are not taking care of the Rangers International, why are we bothering ourselves to take care of all of them? Because 85% of ex-Rangers are from Anambra State. The motto that we're using today, bus we're using today, ex-Rangers, was given from Anambra State government. So he have done a lot of things. The government, but another thing about one discussion with Christian Chukwu, he does not want people to know the situation of things. He's a very private person, because if everybody knows that Christian Chukwu is not feeling very, very well, last time under Amajume Vipinik, he took him to London Otadolo paid the bills and all those things, because they cried out and all those things. But this time around, they never expected that anything is going to happen, though. But me, I'm in the face for all the governors to know that Rangers is not only for Enugu people, it's only for all the Southeast people. So I'll give it to the governor of Anambra State for the good work I've been doing to make sure it sustains Rangers State International by giving them stipends every month.
Right.
And I want other governors to start doing that too, to know that this is not only, we have other states, Imo, Abia, a lot of people that play for Rangers are from Imo State, from Abia, from Ebonyi, from all those states. So why can't all the governors come together and know? Because we don't have a good taxpayers' money to say they're going to pay your pensions when you stop playing football. I'm the BOT chairman of Players Union, the whole Nigeria. The system does not warranty for you to know that they have to pay you some money. You do understand me? Because for other countries like Ghana and other things, they have money they are paying for ex-players. From there, they take care of ex-players who are not doing very well. So we don't have the system in Nigeria. Why? Because there's a lot of problems, too much unions and all those things. So I think the new sports commission that came on board now, Shehu Diko and Olobo, they had a meeting with us to make sure we have one player union body to make sure they can be sustaining the ex-players.
Oh, hold on a second. You just mentioned something that struck me.
Yeah.
Are you saying that players who work, because I know states have, teams that they sponsor. Are you saying that those players, when they are done, they're not paid like pensions or something?
No, nobody pay you 1,000 naira. Even they can even terminate your contract. If you have 5 years contract, they can terminate the contract till nothing will happen. It's just only on this regime of Ibrahim Gujo that created the player status arbitration. And that's why we are now started making it like a European standard to make sure contract is contract. If you want to terminate the contract, there must be a mutual agreement between you and the person. If you don't have a mutual agreement, you must pay that money. That's what we've been doing now for all the players that have been getting their money now. But before, nothing like that, nobody cares. Once you are no more playing football, you are no more active, you are out of the system.
I thought that when you are employed into a player fold, like if a team acquires you, you enter into the team like a staff of the government of the state that is sponsoring the particular team.
There must be a contract that you have that you are playing. Let me give you an example. You are playing for Rangers, you have a contract that you are playing for Rangers, and that contract was sent to MPFL for them to have the contract. If you terminate the contract without the mutual agreement, you must pay that player. So for you to be a staff or no staff is different from you. Whether you're a staff, if you don't have a contract with MPFA, you're not recognized.
Okay.
So like a European standard, a contract is what we respect.
Okay, give us an example of a standard contract for a player who has just joined, a team.
A team that if you come from okay, let me give you an example from like me. When I was playing, we don't have contract. I play for Rangers, I play for Naples, I play for Vasco da Gama, Iloenyosi Academy. We don't have contract.
Just
anything they put in paper, they can put anything in paper you sign. They can put a blank sheet for you to sign. They put whatever they want to put. Yes. You want to play. Who cares about the contract? That's what affects us in Europe. So many people that went to Europe, they don't know what they signed. Some people sign like 25 years contract. When you go there, you become a slavery person. You understand me?
Wow.
So that's why Nigeria Football Federation have changed it. That they must see the contract you sign and they will send it to the Football Federation of that country. That's why I think all those white people are trying to be careful now and all those things. Because before it was not like that. Before, first of all, you must sign a document that you're not going to play for your national team. That's why I see 70% of good players from Africa are not playing for the national team. Because you are taking money from the club. Club will tell you what to do.
Wow. But shouldn't that be, a FIFA rule?
That's why the FIFA president that came in and Infantino say no. Like example, some countries give you a contract of their language, not in English. FIFA was the one that changed it, that any contract they are giving in the language, they must give you that contract in English. You must know what you are signing before the language one. He cannot even sign the language one, you only sign the English one. Because they can see, interpret whatever they want to interpret and say this is what he signed. You know, so a lot of things happen in football, but the most important thing, everything is getting better now. Because the FIFA president now loves Africans. He wants Africa to get the best.
So how important is it now for players, even the enthusiasm to play? You also have to look out for yourself when you are signing contract. What exactly should a player be looking out for, you know, getting into signing any contract at all?
85% of players in Nigeria, contract was signed to their agent. You don't know what the agent have discussed with the club. Only thing the agent will just give you a paper and say sign. You don't read it, you sign, because the agent have already go through it and everything and say you should sign. Some people will have a contract of 1 year, but when you sign finish, you see that what is in MPFA is 5 years.
Wow.
That's why David Sinowomi is changing everything to make sure they get it right. Any contract must, you as the player must have a contract, MPFA must have a contract, and club must have a contract. So for you to have your own contract, you know what you have signed. Before, no player have any contract. It's not possible. Now they are changing that NFF give directive that you must have a contract. And if you are not comfortable, you must bring your contract to the MPFA to know whether what they gave you is what is in the MPFA. A lot of things happens in Nigeria.
Is it because there's no sponsorship? That's the reason why these things are run like this?
Sponsorship does not have anything to do with contract. Contract is what you bargain with the club. Sponsorship of Nike, others are sponsoring the club, does not have anything to do. 85% of Nigerian clubs are government club.
Okay.
Government club. So they must give it to you what they want and how they want it.
I mean,
the individual that own the club, okay, like example, the individual that owns the club is the first in the league table now. Remo Stars, the owner of Bet Niger. If you see the structure of the club, you see the facility of the club, you know, in every season they have about 8 or 7 players they sold in Europe. You can know that they are
every season.
Every season. You have not make money in transfer fee, you have make almost to something billion, because he's a businessman. He believes in good players.
20-something billion.
Yes, a year.
A year.
Yes, he's the owner of the club in Portugal. He's the owner of Bet Niger. He's the owner of Valley Jet. He's a businessman. Football, if you're not a good player, he cannot sign you. And he signed players that from 17 to 20, 21 that he must sell you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think clubs across Nigeria, because you mentioned 85% of clubs in Nigeria are owned by government.
Of course.
Do you think that we
Rangers
should start
is owned
looking?
by government. Atlant is owned by government. Sunshine is owned by government. A lot of clubs, government team.
Should you start looking in the direction of privatizing these clubs?
Yeah, that's what everybody is doing. Yeah. How many people? It's not easy to own a private club. It's not easy. The indemnity is too high. If you are playing match, you are the one that cater to so many things. Match official, so it's too high. In every week, to play a match, you must spend almost 5-7 million.
But it's business at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, but sometimes the business goes well, sometimes it does not go well. How did it go well when you sign a player? It's the club said, like a club in Nigeria who have already made a lot of money in transfer in Imba. And you can see back to back, they have won the Champions League back to back. You see the performance and everything. No? And Rangers came, they won the league. You see the sponsor, you see what Amobi is doing and everything. You know? So, that is it.
Right. So let's come back to Chris and Chukwu. At the time that they played, so many persons would say maybe they would have monetized their craft, so much so that at least, I mean, they would not be in this situation where they would have to beg anybody. I mean, their fortune would speak for them. Do you think that they missed the opportunity to monetize their craft at the time that they played?
They don't miss the opportunity for the craft for anything. You know, at that time in Nigeria is when you play football, you lick orange. So once you play football, you did not go professional, you are nobody in terms of finance. People can be supporting you, a lot of things, but yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. But once you're professional, is when you start having money, having service, building a house or doing some things and business and other things. You know? So it's different from being a professional and not being a professional. Peter School was even lucky because he coached some Lebanon, he coached some foreign countries, African countries, and make him successful. I told people, NFF will increase and Chukwu or no increase and Chukwu is not the issue. Chris and Chukwu is a stable man, he's a very comfortable man. It's just that he just died, he passed on because he's somebody who is very who does not take life in a hard way. Anything, when we were discussing, no, Chike, no. Only why he was upset was how can Nigeria play 1-1 against Zimbabwe? That match won because he said he was watching it. He said that time, at something minutes, is the time for you to close up. You don't need anything again. Because the foul started from the right fullback, who was supposed to foul the guy and get a yellow card at the end of it. You know? But you know, this is World Cup qualifier. We are playing with people who owns the CAF president South Africa, who all the island owns. The referee, anything that the referee do that day, nobody can do anything. Because if the referee disallow our goal, Nigeria can only make noise, nothing, CAF cannot do anything. Because the president is one CAF. How can he be a CAF president in his country cannot go to World Cup? So we have already played to their own gallery for us to start calculating whether they lose or win, all those things. We don't supposed to be in calculation on qualifying for World Cup because we have a good thing. We play very well that day 1-1, but Nigeria does not have patience for failure. We did not win.
So do you think we have a chance? Because I understand there's a playoff that should come up if you come second.
There's a playoff, but it's not easy. We are talking about playoff. Are we ready? Are we sure that we're going to win to go for the playoff? Because, you know, the god of soccer is against us because I don't see any reason why we are not going to beat that match 3-0 first half.
And it was right at our backyard.
Yes. So the match we played in Kigali gave us the confidence to come home again because we have not been winning home for a long time. But I will tell you the truth, we have now gotten a coach. You can see the players with the passion. You can see everybody wants to play, like not like before, you know. You can see the character in the team. So we need to push more and pray to Almighty God for it. Because if we don't go to this World Cup, Nigeria is not going to be happy.
Indeed. So, on the final note, really, I mean, we have seen other players of Rangers who are still alive. What advice do you give the governments, philanthropies? Because, again, some persons will say this is a clarion call. Now that Christian Chukwu has passed on in the way that he did, this might be, you know, wake-up call for all the Southeast governors to look at those who are ex.
How many ex-players that died that government take care of them? Nobody.
No one.
Samuel Okolonko died last 4 months. Stampede, number 10 of Rangers International and Super Eagles. Did anybody do anything for him? Did anybody talk to his family? Nigeria always remember you when you are late, when you are alive. Look at Sunday Obebe in Benin that have stroke. Look at the one that died Fegene. They cry everywhere. They have Delta State governor from the state and everything. Did they do anything? But when he died, they started wearing a band, remembrance, and hero. They have to bring into the stadium. It's a national for the state, honor for the state. But when he was alive, what did they do? So things have to change. Only Soludo is the one that is even caring. Every December, you give them money, give them rights and all those things. So all the governors in Southeast are not doing anything to partake in sports, in football, in ex-players in Nigeria. Or maybe the one I spoke to, Lesoti, he will start doing something.
Okay, you spoke to Lesoti.
Yes, because he's a man who's driven by, he's a man who lost sports. They have two teams. They have Eimba, they have Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors is doing well now, they are third in the league. You know? So these are people who love to help, who want the state to go to the next level. Like me, I'm praying for my team, Anambra State NNS Solutions football team to come to Division 1. If we have the Division 1 team, it's better for us. You know, so government should wake up to support ex-players who cannot help themselves.
Aside from government, do you think there are organizations, philanthropists that can, weigh into the situation? Because again,
I've went into the situation to help some other people and other things. We have what we call Players Union in Nigeria. Players Union in Nigeria is not functional because of the war. This side. And NFF have called now. You can see the supporters club has more than 7 supporters club. They have already called out to have 1 supporters club. I discussed with her. Alice in general is the PFAN Players Union BOT. Why I'm on Nigerian Football Players Union BOT. All the Millennium, JJ, Khan, everybody are on my side. But now I am ready to cease fire to make sure we get it right. They set up a committee by Shaibu, former deputy governor of Edo State. I told the Shaibu, I am ready. Remove the name on Nigerian Football Players Union. Remove the name of PFAN. Whatever name the government brings, we take it from there. Everybody should go outside and bring new people and take over. That's why I want peace. Because I am the only person that goes to meeting of Players Union in the whole Africa. They don't recognize anybody than me because I have the capacity, I have the contact. To the Bafo, Kalisha Bara, other people are my friend. They vote, they put my name. So you cannot do anything if they don't put me. So we have Tijani Babangida, PFAN Players Union President. We have Abdul Sule, all Nigerian Football Players Union. Everybody have said, okay, let us come together and get it right. Because if we get it right, there's a lot of money, almost $10 million they have not given to Nigeria. And they cannot give to Nigeria when you are fighting. They must have accountability of the money they are giving to you. So before, when they are giving the money to NAF, they are spending the money, almost $7 million. Even they collected the money from people, $3 million they are going to build academy. They did not build anything. They did not have anything. They don't have anything to show. People have to come to Nigeria to audit the money they were giving to you. Nothing was found. That's why they banned Nigeria.
Wow.
So if players are functional, people like Christian Chukwu, a lot of people, they want me to stay alive, kicking to make sure we get it right. And Nigeria, once you try to make things to get it right, they will sideline you.
Really?
Yes. In the administration of football in Nigeria, we are only 2 ex-players in Nigeria who are in the Congress of Nigerian Football Federation. Patrick Pascal, the chairman of Bauchi State Football Association, and me, Chikelue Iloenyosi, the chairman of Anambra State Football Association. No other person.
But why is that though?
That is it.
Is there a reason why?
No reason. Before you get there to get to where you want to get, they knock you out.
Why?
If they don't want to, Austin JJ Okocha was the chairman of the Delta State Football Association. They frustrate him because the Okocha resigned.
Yeah.
And then after they enter, they resign. If you are not strong, people do not understand Nigerian football. If you are not strong, you have the capacity and you are strong, they'll kick you out. Check it anywhere now. Go to Ghana, to the Bafo, Kufu, all of them are in the Congress of the Football Association. But it's not the statute of Nigerian Football Federation. NFF give a chance, go to your state and run. Make your state popular in your state, because it's when you make your state, like me when I came, it was a fight. The former governor, Uli Obiano, said he does not want me. He wants one doctor. They did the election, I won the doctor. They said they're not going to swear me in. After 2 years, nobody was in the seat. So they do enter and say, I cannot give a doctor when they have a footballer. Doctor should go to hospital. That was how I marched. If you're not strong, and that one alone could have given you the chance to say, I don't want to do this again, let me back off and go. They will say that is not the will of God.
Wow. So it's important to streamline these issues, and it does look like the NFF sometimes they are overwhelmed or handicapped to look at what's happening within the states.
Nigerian Football Federation, under the leadership of Ibrahim Guzo, is the only one who is trying to make things to happen. Who does not care, who does not want to know whether you are from here, you are from here, you are from here. Look at the appointment. Look at from the Southeast, we have 2 people from the Southeast in the board. Chikelue is the women football in charge, a board member, and George Allo. They did not do the election in Benin that will bring me inside the board, but I said no problem. Once they are giving these people from the Southeast, I'm fine. That's what I was discussing with the former sports, the chairman of Ebonyi State Football Association, Senator Binoba. We are having a meeting of the Southeast to come together to know how we must get it right. Every zone in the football association get two people from the zone. Why is Southeast shortlist with only 1 person? If we just bring the vice president, it's over. They start to say the way the president comes is not supposed to bring any person. So from that place, they bring 2 people, they shortlist us. But after the vice president emerged, Felix Ayansi from Eyimba, is a board member, they will not do our own again. That's why they come and put us appointment in the board. So the Nigerian Football Federation try to make sure everything goes together, because the status, there is no status amendment to make sure they carry everybody around. Because the former minister, have already given us a timeline for us to know ex-players must be 4 or 6 in the board to get us.
All right.
We fought everything to make sure Augustine Iguavon become the technical director of Nigerian Football Federation, which is a plus.
Right. Chikelue Iloenyosi, many thanks. Truly appreciate your insight on the program this morning.
Thank you very much.